Receive money from anywhere in the world. Western Union now available at Ceylon Bank.
Chilling with Russel. Hello. Good morning and welcome. Good evening. I think chilled out දවසක් අපි ඔක්කොම ආතල් එකේ බලාගෙන ඉන්නවා රසල් එනකන් රසල් චුට්ටක් පරක් වුණා. එයා දුවන්න කියන්නේ අද උදේ පාන්දර ළමයි එක්ක බයිසිකල් එකක් පැදලා හොම්බෙන් ගිහිල්ලා අන්න අනාගෙන එනගෙන. But he's on his way. පොඩ බලමු ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නවද කියලා මං ආවනම් මං සිංගා දාන්නක් ස්ක්‍රීන් එකට. Where is this child? ගෙන්නමු රසල්ව. No.
The guru of greatness. The mantra of madness. The man with the plan. The only one who can. Russel. The granddaddy of chilling. The lover of all types of...
Hi.
Hi. Hey. I am 100% fit. මම ආවගේ නෙමෙයි මට 2 කිලෝමීටර් එක විනාඩියට අඩුවෙන් දුවන්න පුළුවන්. සයිකල් පදිනවා, අපි අරමව කරනවා. අපි full active එකේ ඉන්නේ. දවසට steps 20000ක් ගෙදර වගේ. ඉතින් බයිලා ගන්න නම් ලෑ.
20000ක් කරා steps ඔයා තනියම
හැමදාම
දවසකට.
ඒ අපිට එකකින් දැන් ගෙදර ඉන්නේ එකකින් කියනවා කට්ටිය අරක කරන්නේ.
ඒකත් ඇත්ත තමයි. Russ, the IPL එක පටන් ගන්නවා. Mumbai versus Chennai, I think the first game. Who you supporting?
ඒත් සපෝට් කරන්නේ ඉතින් සාමාන්‍යයෙන් අපි චෙන්නයි තමයි සපෝට් කරන්නේ. ඉතින් කොහොමදත් කවුරු ගැහුවත් මොනා කරත් චෙන්නයි වලට තමයි අපේ සපෝට් එක කියන්නේ.
මම නම් මුම්බයි වලට අදිනවා. මහයලා ඉන්නවනේ මගේ favorite cricketer. එහෙනම් මම ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ පැත්තට පොඩ්ඩක් බරයි. අනිත් පැත්තෙන් වනින්දුත් ඉන්නවා මේ කොහෙද RCB එක. ඉතින් මට තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ කොහොම යන්නද කියලා, but it's going to be a good season.
continuation එක ටීම්ස් ටිකක් වෙනස් පටන් ගන්නවටත් වඩා. හැබැයි හරි exciting අපිට මේ වනින්දු චමීර ගියේ එකෙන් opportunity එකක් හම්බුනොත් ලොකු දෙයක්.
ඔව් ලොකු දෙයක් වෙයි. අනික අපේ talent එක ඇරෙනවා මේ අලුත් දොරක්. කවුද ලක්මාල් කියනවා ඔව් මුම්බයි දිනනවා කියලා. දැක්කනේ. හරි මේ තව යහළුවෝ දෙන්නෙක් ඉන්නවා. නමුත් ඊට කලින් අපි ගෙන ගමු අපේ guest. We have a very important guest and a very interesting guest all the way from Bangladesh, Russ. He is here to chill with you today. අපි ආව ගෙන්නමු. Lines are slow today.
Told you, not mine.
Regarded as the greatest batsman in Bangladesh history, he blasted into the scene with a campaign-ending knock against India at the 2007 Cricket World Cup. Scoring 40 hundreds across all formats, he has sent many a bowler into a state of panic and despair. He is a cricketing icon. He is a champion. He is the current limited overs captain of Bangladesh. He is Tamim Iqbal, the humble one. Watch the Chill Prince meet the Chill King this Sunday as they discuss all things cricket. Chilling with Russel.
Tamim, how are you, sir?
Hi, Russell. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. We chill as always. That's the life that we're trying to lead in these hard times. I mean, when you look around the world, we are, of course, I would say, even though it's hard mentally and many challenges, we still have to be thankful for where we are at. And what about you? And in Dhaka, how's life at the moment in terms of COVID and the challenges that you're facing?
I think it's pretty much the same, but I think things are improving in Dhaka. If you think about a month back, the cases were quite high, but now it's slowly coming down. I think our government has been fantastic reacting to it because we have been lucky enough to get the vaccine very early, and then people are getting vaccinated as much as possible. As you know, Bangladesh is a huge populated country with 160 million, so it will take time, but I think we are in the right track.
That's good stuff to hear, because that's where we all want to head. One of our friends was there not too long ago, Farviz Maharoof. He, of course, nothing stops him. COVID is scared of him.
Yeah, true. But I know Maha very well, so yeah, he enjoys his life.
Yeah, so he's joining us right now to join
Great.
on. We were trying to
Great.
get another friend of yours, Sri Lankan, who worked with you all, Mario Villarayan, but he's
Yeah.
in Dubai with an IPL team. Sunrisers Hyderabad are playing a
Yeah.
practice match today, even though Mumbai are playing Chennai, so they have all headed off to the ground. So we're going to miss Mario on this. But let's invite Maha on, and let's try and talk a little bit of cricket around the world.
Sure.
Sam, where's Maha? What happened to Maha? There we are. Parvez Maroof, how are you?
Hello, gentlemen.
Doing?
Thanks for that introduction.
Hi, Maha, how are you, man?
Hi, Tamim. Good to see you, brother. How are you all?
I'm okay. You still 29?
Turning. Just turn.
Yeah, last week, wasn't it? A couple of weeks ago, Maha's turned 28, I think.
29. I just turned
29.
29. That's Tamim. You want the passport age or the real age?
My one is a real age. Maha, I told you, remember in an airport, if you are 29, then I'm 15.
Yeah, Maha, do you also have a passport age and a real age? Because I remember once I was there for the BPL a long time ago, and I think Shahriar Nafeez it was. He was man of the match, and Shamim Chowdhury, the commentator, he wished him while giving him the award, and he said, "Oh no, that's my passport age, but my real birthday is something else."
No. What happens, Russell? What happens, Russell? Sometimes is because we all come through the system from the BCB, which is under 13s, 15, and 17s. So BCB normally makes the passport for us. So sometimes what happens, the birth date mismatch because they go to the passport office and do it. It's sometimes impossible for a 13-year-old to go to the passport office and give all the details exactly the same. But more or less, it's all subcontinent stuff. But I think the year probably will be okay, but the date sometimes changes.
So the year is important, isn't it?
Yeah, very important. But as you see nowadays, not nowadays, long time ago, we have to go through a lot of medicals and everything. I'm sure Maha probably has skipped those medicals, but
In my age, the Saturdays, the Ramazan month, the holidays, I don't count. That's how I'm keeping.
No. So, but I see it very differently, Russell, because somehow if you try and hide your age, you'll be retiring at 32, so which is not great for your career. Maybe you will be 35, 36, but you're retiring at 32. That's not it. It's better to put a year more and then retire at 37, 38.
But I guess these ages come into play when there's age group cricket, and most importantly for the under 19s, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, because as a young player, everybody wants to play the 13s, 15s, and the 17s and the 19s. But I think nowadays with the ICC, the restrictions has been really strict. Not long ago, a few players, if I'm not wrong, one from India or somewhere got suspended because of this age issues. So nowadays it's very strict and safe, I reckon.
Tamim was just saying just before you joined that Bangladesh is looking better in terms of COVID and all that. You were there not too long ago. What was your experience?
I thought I was there about 6 weeks ago. I mean, it's better organized, I should say, as Tamim mentioned. And the biosecurity bubble was created for Australia was very strict, as well as the hotel we stayed was a BSB again. So I think it's been controlled very well. I mean, as you correctly said, Tamim, I think when it comes to the population-wise, so much people, I think Bangladesh is doing a tremendous job, and also Bangladesh cricket team beating Australia and New Zealand consecutively. I think they're in the right track leading up to the World Cup. And overall, Bangladesh, as Tamim knows, I've told you many times, it's like Mr. coming home. So many friends and well wishers and so many good memories to go into. I met Mashrafi this time. I visited his
Okay.
place, and yeah, he's someone that still keeps an eye on everything, and yeah,
Yeah.
shared a lot of good things in Bangladesh. So was very happy to visit and do the little gift I did.
Bangladesh on the right track, he says. Do you agree, Tamim? Of course, we want to take credit for that because there's a lot of Sri Lankan influence there. We won the under 19s. No, it's not a joke.
The curator,
Yeah, it's true.
the
It's true.
curator.
From the curator, Gamini Silva, under 19 coach, you won it last time it was played. Navid Nawaz, he was actually my teammate, toured under 19s for Sri Lanka with me. Now you got Rangana Herat there. You had so many others, Champaka Ramanayaka, and at various stages, lots of Sri Lankans. So we want to take credit for that. But
Yeah. No, Sri Lankans definitely had some part to play in Bangladesh cricket for sure. No doubt at all. But Russell, when I speak, I think I don't speak what people like to hear. I only speak which is true and fair. That's the reason people like me and don't like me. So what I will like to tell you about, it's very easy for me, Russell, to tell you, oh, we have won the under 19 World Cup. It's great, looking good and everything. But if I tell you the reality, under 19s, Bangladesh has always done well. Yes, we never became the champion, but we have always been very competitive. But the main challenge is the next step from under 19. Now, this will be a challenge for all those under 19 players to see how they grow as a cricketer and then come into the next level of international cricket. If you see, if I have to make a difference between Asian under 19s and subcontinent under 19s and the other part of the world under 19s, is they probably are not as strong as the subcontinent teams when it comes to under
Yeah.
19 teams, but they grow very fast after under 19. So you see a lot of players from New Zealand, Australia, or England. The development has been really good. But if you see over the years in subcontinent, under 19s very competitive, brilliant performer. But when it comes to the next level, we see very few people representing the country and doing well. Representing is one thing, but doing well is another thing. So same goes for
And
Bangladesh, I think. Yeah, Maha.
so also just to add on what you said correctly, and I mean I followed the under 19 setup, which Navid and Akbar Ali, Ridoy, all these guys played so well. Don't you think they play, the Bangladesh especially, play first class cricket when they're what 16, 17? That experience goes a long way come the Asia Cup under 19, come the World Cup.
See, they played a few games in the first class, and then the Premier League, Maha, there is very competitive cricket that you played for
Yeah,
Mohammedan as well.
yeah.
They played few seasons of those. That definitely helped. But my thing is from now to the national team. We got the under
True.
19 World Cup, great achievement. Is now how we develop those players and come into the national team and perform in the best possible way. That will be a challenge to see.
you mentioned
True.
players from other countries maturing fast. Now, to relate to that, Sri Lankan under 19 is basically picked from our schools. But other countries, they're picked from the county system or the states, where they're going and they're playing with men. Our boys come playing with school boys, and then they come out. So at the age of 17, 18, 19, I think the Western players tend to mature faster, whereas we are
Yep.
still boys. We are not men as yet. So I think that's the comparison there, I would think. And tomorrow you'd better treat my friend Navid because it's his birthday.
Oh, well, I will. And he has been fantastic. He has been doing some really good work. I think they won the series against Afghanistan, which is now going on. So let's
Just to
hope
add on,
this
Russell,
man in 19 is.
just to add what Russell said, Tamim, regarding Sri Lankan structure, and let's talk about Asian structure. This is what I read about Bangladesh structure, speaking to Naveed, speaking to Champaka. You take Pakistan, similar. By 16, 17, playing first class structure, and also when our boys, Sri Lankans, play against the Pakistanis, is a huge gap when it comes to experience as well as build-wise. Our boys still from college, still nurturing and still loading the up. Whereas you take India, last 2020 World Cup where Bangladesh beat India in the final, they had about 4 or 5 players already in IPL teams. So this is where the experience comes, and those boys have played Ranji Trophy. So I was in the system for a year, so I saw a lot of things when it comes to Sri Lanka under-19 setup, and the exposure that the Sri Lanka under-19 boys has is far more lesser if we speak about Bangladesh and Pakistan. I'm talking only about the Asian countries. There's a huge gap. Because, for example, how Akbar Ali, the under-19 captain of Bangladesh, then that number 4 batsman Ridoy, and then the left-arm fast bowler who played in the Australian series, I can't remember his name. Shariful Hussain. So all these guys straight away to the national team. I know Ridoy and Akbar Ali is in the A-team structure. Shariful Hussain already played Test cricket as well. So they have gone like so suddenly made to the national team. With our boys, right? I think final player to play from out of school straight was Russell. Was it Avishka who played one game in 2016?
Avishka Fernando.
So, yeah. Avishka Fernando in 2016. Yeah, played one game and then all of a sudden he's out again because
then Hasaranga as well, right around that time.
No, Hasaranga came around 21, not straight from the under-19 setup. Not straight from under-19.
When he made his debut.
No. He played the 2000, if I remember right, the 16 or 18 World Cup, where he made his debut was in 2019.
Hasaranga, Avishka Fernando, Charith Asalanka, they were all in the same under-19 team.
That is 2016.
The tournament that was played in Bangladesh, where Mehdi Hassan Miraj was the star for you boys in Bangladesh. Yeah, go on, Maha.
So I remember Avishka Fernando played the game against Australia, found wanted because they haven't faced that quick bowling when it comes to under-19 setup. So this is what I see from the under-19 setup. Sri Lanka not getting exposed that big when it comes to the contingent, especially Asian contingent. But talent-wise, yes, Sri Lanka under-19 setup is very, very talented. But exposure-wise, I think we are far less than comparing these 3 countries.
Out of the box, Tamim, going to change the subject a bit because one of our fans wants to know, with Lasith Malinga retiring, he would come at you. Can you see this question by Niminda Samaravira? I would like to know that.
I can see. So the people around the world felt sad about this retirement. I was not that one. I think I was quite happy he retired because those Yorkers was no fun to play. I promise you that. He was a champion bowler, Russell, as we all will agree. Fantastic ambassador from Sri Lanka, I reckon. He gave it his heart out whenever I played against him. He was genuinely a champion bowler. So I was happy. I don't need to face him anymore. I don't need to face those Yorkers, the in-swinging Yorkers that he always try and bowl to me and got me out a couple of times. So I wish him all the best for his next life.
What was the most difficult fact about him? Was it his pace? Was it the fact that he swung the ball late, or just the action itself, the low arm? Can you pick what was the most difficult aspect of him?
I think with his the late swing, that was the most difficult part of playing that Yorker, because because his action is not very clear. Very clear, which I mean, it's not a normal action. You have to focus really, really hard to see the ball first, and when you see it feels like it's coming on your off stump, but at the last moment it swings, and that comes in middle and leg. So I think that is the most difficult part, the late swing.
Yeah. Maha, you wanted to say something? Okay, then next one.
I've seen one thing when Tamim, especially when we used to play, Lasith, I always remember I think we have spoken that spoken this point on team meetings as well. For Lassit, your normal bat lift is much lesser, and you keep it low, and you just want to hit straight. And if let's say a Vasi or myself or a Kule bowls, your bat lift is different. Is that something you work on?
Did you hear that, Tamim?
Did you
I
hear
can
that?
hear you.
Right, okay.
Sorry. Yeah, I heard it.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard it. With Lassit, I was like, I was only and only focusing on the full balls because
Only work on.
that's one of the reason I was looking very. I was always looking on the front foot, everything. But with you or Kule, I was like more normal. I can expect different kind of deliveries. With Lassit, what my mind was, I don't mind if he bowls me a bouncer or bowls me a short of length delivery because I'll somehow handle it. But the more danger ball with him was the full ball. So
Okay.
my always focus will be on the front foot, especially the first 2-3 overs. You play him the first 2-3 overs, and then you get a better idea of facing him. So yeah, you're absolutely right, Maha, on that I was always looking on the front foot, not try to get a very big bat left, just try and time it because he had that kind of pace where you don't really need to hit it hard. You just maybe just time it and then the new ball goes away.
You mentioned you're happy not
Correct.
to face him, so he's not going to be around. So that would indicate you're looking to play much longer. So where is Tamim Iqbal in his career, and what do we expect from him going forward?
See,
In other words,
I think
in our chilling words, what the hell are you up to?
no. I think I have a lot to achieve in international cricket. I'm 32, 33. I reckon I still have good 5 years on me. I'm leading the side in ODI cricket, which I feel if you see me, Sakib, Mushfiq, we have and Mahmud, of course, we have played for Bangladesh for a lot of years, but we haven't achieved anything big in our cricket. Yes, we have won series, we have won games, but we have not won anything big in terms of ICC event. I think 2023 is a great chance for us. I think we probably are almost end of our career. We all have 3, 4, 5 years in us, but if we want to finish in our career with something that Bangladesh will cherish forever. And I think with the experience that we have in this sport, plus all the young players that we have, I personally think we definitely have a chance. And if I'm leading the team in 2023 World Cup, uh, uh, then every World Cup, Russell, you probably have seen different captains going to the World Cup and saying Bangladesh, oh, we want to do well in this tournament, we want to play maybe the semi-final, we want to beat so and so. But if I remain the captain till 2023, I want to go into the World Cup announcing that I've come here to win the cup, not to just to play or just to compete. I will like to
Yeah.
win the cup because this is what my mindset is.
You talking of World Cups, 2007 was your first. That was my last. I think that was the only time we played against each other. We were in the same group: Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, India, and Namibia, weren't there? You guys beat
Bermuda.
Bermuda. You guys beat India. That really put our group in chaos, which was of course an upset at that stage. And you played a special inning. I think it probably was your third ODI.
Yeah.
Afran wants to know something or your thoughts on that innings and what you can.
Russell, it's kind of that particular match I was so excited just to play with Sachin's, Rahul Dravid's, Yuvraj, and Dhoni's and Saurav Ganguly.
That was a strong Indian team.
That was one. Oh yes, and that was one game. I was not actually thinking about anything on my personal thing. Oh, how I want to approach the game, how I want to bat, how I want to see this bowler off. I was just so very happy. I was 17, 18 years old. I was playing the same game with my heroes who I used to watch in telly. Watching Tendulkar bat, Dravid bat. Uh, but fortunately, I think we bowled extremely well. We bowled out India for 190 or something. We went to bed. I remember one thing. I think I've said this in many of my interviews. I was facing Zahir, and I never had that experience what Maha was saying, that to play 140 kicks. I never had that experience. Playing in Bangladesh, we used to play 130s, 135 best, but no one from 140. So I was a bit nervous. Will I be able to see the ball or not? Because I've never played that kind of pace. Played the first ball, came nicely onto my mat. That gave me a confidence. The second ball was something was on the half volley side. I managed to hit it for a boundary, and that kept on going. I just kept on playing the shot and all somehow connecting it. So it was a fun innings, but the best part was winning the game, of course. That was a great achievement for us. But as you know, Russell, Maham, that India Sri Lanka game was equally important for us. If you want to qualify for the second round, you had to beat India. And believe me, like 5, 6 of us were actually at the stadium watching India Sri Lanka play, and we were playing. Oh God, please! Somehow if Sri Lanka can beat, we can go to the next round. But you guys played an unbelievable match, and you guys won, and then we automatically qualified.
Yeah, we must try. We are, of course, rushing through a few questions, Tamim, because Maha and I don't know about you, want to catch Manchester United, West Ham in a little bit.
No problem, no problem.
Nidahas Trophy final, you played that, right? Oh,
Yes.
drama! Tell us your side of the story, and what about that dance? That
All
dance?
this.
Okay, I'll tell you the real story. Okay, I'll tell you the real
A
story.
real
So,
story. Okay.
Okay,
a real
that's
story.
fine.
So you probably can't blame Mushfiqur Rahim on that,
No,
because
no, no. I am not blaming anyone. I just enjoy the drama.
I know. I'll tell you for all the Sri Lankan fans as well. Is this thing was a celebration from Nazmul Hassan Opu, our left-arm spinner. He used to do it in BPL and all, and he started doing it in international games. So Sri Lanka was touring Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka won the T20 series.
I think that
After
was
that,
in Jan, wasn't it? That was in
yeah,
Jan. Nidahas
and
Trophy was in March, I think. Yeah.
yes. So after the final game in Sylhet, I think I think Gunatilika was the one when they won. He started doing this dance. So Nazmul Opu, it was kind of celebration for him. He never meant to do anything. So Gunatilika did it. So I think Mushfiq somehow saw that, and that was in his mind always. Okay, and
So did
then
they get
the 200.
with Gunatilaka doing that dance? Did it upset
I,
you guys?
No, I didn't. I actually didn't see that doing. I didn't see Gunotileka doing it, but some of our boys definitely saw. And Russell, we all are human, you know. After losing a match, if somebody else celebrates too much, it gets to your mind and to
Yes.
your heart as well.
Spot on.
Yeah, yeah. And then
And on
after
defense
that,
of Oppo, sorry.
yeah,
Go on,
go
Tamim,
on,
sorry.
Ma.
No. After you.
Okay. So after the first game, that 215 that we chased on, and Mushi decided to dance a bit, and that made the Sri Lankan fans crazy. That made Sri Lankan fans crazy. And then I remember we were playing the final against India, and we were going through the streets of Colombo to the stadium. There was not one single Sri Lankan that didn't dance and looking at us. They were angry at us. They were really, really angry. But
Because just chaos in the semi, right? I think you win, or the game before when you beat Sri Lanka. That was
yeah,
doing this, that.
because Akila, Akila, a good friend of mine, Akila also, when we were at one stage, it looked like we are losing. And Akila, and then there's left-arm spinner Alfonso.
Amil Aponso.
Amil
So he
Aponso.
taking after. I think he took 1 weekend and started doing all of this. And I think it was done in a very good manner. I'm sure nobody wanted to upset someone or hurt someone, but the game was so tense. You see the last second last ball 6, and then we all somehow lost our mind and started dancing in the middle of the field. But it's a good thing to have, because we all play cricket. Sri Lanka plays cricket to win for their country. I play for win for my country. But Sri Lanka, Bangladesh has a lot of respect towards each other, players wise. But it's not bad to have that kind of rivalry. Sometimes that makes the game more exciting.
No, I think you need that rivalry. I think you need a bit of banter as well. But what fans must be understand is sometimes things that are done there are not personal. Like Nazrul's initial celebration was similar to what you see. Brett Lee has his chain, so Hassan Ali has that. It was one of that which took a wrong, or how do you say, a wrong turn. When Gunatilaka did that, it just touched a nerve, thinking, "Oh, you won and you're mocking us," or something like that. So these things tend to happen, but no major drama. Now,
also, Russell, just to add, this bent on the field against Sri Lanka, Bangladesh. Now, I mean, you and Russell and myself, we have played so much against the subcontinent, right? But whenever we play against Bangladesh, there is some sort of a rivalry, which, I mean, it's fierce in the middle. It's not so fierce out there. I'll tell you one example. The 2008 or 9 final that we played the Shere Bangala, which we won by 1 wicket, right? When Murli came to bat, right? Murli's first ball, I think it was Shakib. Murli played defense, and Mashrafi was fielding at short extra cover. Mashrafi picked it up and threw Andram to Mushfiqur, who was keeping wickets. And it was somewhere his head or something like that. And Murli just went like that. And Mashrafi had a go at Murli. And before that, Mashrafi in test matches, nothing said all. You know Mashrafi, he doesn't say it all. But he was so fired up. He said something to Murli, and Murli's eyes just popped out. You know how he is when he gets excited. Right? And that was the end of the over. So I was batting the other side. And he was so fired up, Murli, and I've never seen Murli fired up while batting. In bowling, yes. But while batting, that was the first time. So sometimes this also works the other way around as well.
But if you go back to times Sri Lanka have played in Bangladesh, there's been great support, especially in the 2014 T20 World Cup final. The Bangladeshis were right behind the Sri Lankans. I think we haven't played there since, right, Maha, if I'm right? In terms of a tournament, I think we went to Asia Cup was also before that. Since then, it's been bilateral series.
Bilateral series, yeah.
And we can't expect Bangladesh to support Sri Lanka, right?
Oh yes, I think Bangladeshi crowd, and I'm pretty sure Sri Lankan crowds had good thing with us. I think Sri Lanka crowd respects us a lot when we tour Sri Lanka, and same goes for Bangladeshi crowd. I think they have all good feelings, So there are superstars from Sri Lanka that Bangladeshi crowd absolutely love and respect. I'm sure we also get a lot of respect when we go to Sri Lanka.
And we want to win. We all want to win.
Oh yes, definitely.
Lankan Premier League coming up. Tamim Iqbal, a lot of our fans want to know, a lot of Sri Lankan fans want to know, are we going to see Tamim Iqbal? What do you think, Maha? Can we accommodate Tamim Iqbal at the OPL?
I think I played the
every team would love to have you, man. Every team would love to have you.
Thanks, but as you say, as you know, Russell, we got a very, very busy schedule after the World Cup. But if there is a small window, even I will love to come and play in Sri Lanka. I love the country; it's fantastic.
Yeah, you're talking. The SLPL was played a long time ago, so it didn't continue. But LPL started last year. It was a fantastic tournament. So we're looking forward to the second edition. That will be. We're hoping it happens in December. So just jot that down, will you? You're also very good friends with a lot of our Sri Lankan players. These are also, I believe, maybe you all have played together in different teams.
Yeah. Tisara has been a huge part of my BPL team whenever I play. I got a very good relation with Angelo and a lot of Sri Lankan players, So definitely, if I get an opportunity, I'll definitely try and come.
Maha, you were watching Sri Lanka closely against South Africa. World Cup coming up. But before I ask you your thoughts, let's ask Tamim. What does it feel like playing a Sri Lankan team nowadays to your younger days? Now you're more experienced and mature. Your games also got better. But what about your opposition? What
I think
you feel?
I think with when I was young, when Sangha and Morley, Mahela, and all those guys, you guys played. I think because they got tremendous amount of experience and knowledge of the game. They know how to come out of difficult situations. Uh, it was few times Bangladesh actually pushed Sri Lanka those days. One of the final was one of the example, but they always knew how to come out of those difficult times.
Right
Uh,
situations.
yeah, tight situations. With nowadays a lot of youngsters, um, it's what I feel. It's two kind of game. Either they'll come and bust you away, they'll score 300, and then win from there, or they'll lose quite badly. If you see the series that we won against Sri Lanka back at home, if there was enough experience in the team, I wouldn't be surprised if they could have beaten us all three games because we only managed to score 240, 230, and 250. They started well, but in the middle overs when they lost wicket, they didn't have those experience how to absorb the pressure and then go about things. I think that is the only difference. But as you know, Russell, all the players need some time. They all are quality players, good players. With time, I'm sure Sri Lanka will be Sri Lanka, what we have always seen.
That's an interesting thought, isn't it, Ma? If the momentum is with Sri Lanka, they're off. But if it's up and down, or you're able to put them under pressure, Tamim has the feeling that they can get above that. That is probably a very valid thought, isn't it, Ma?
I think it's hit the nail on the coffin. Consistency. In international cricket, we all know whether you lose or not, the consistency of turning up, consistency of giving the fight. That's been lacking, as you correctly said. The series what Sri Lanka played in Bangladesh, as well as the series what Sri Lanka played in England, it was mostly one-sided. And sorry, guys, yeah, mostly one-sided. And when it comes to the South African series, we were competing so well, and all of a sudden, you win a series, and all together in a T20 series, it's all from the scratch. So consistency wise, yes, this team lacks a bit of experience and quality as well, if I may say that. But overall, I think Sri Lanka is heading towards the right direction. Because obviously, with inexperience, you need more time. But when it comes to competing, not being consistent, that's my issue. Competing shouldn't be with experience. You should be able to compete, whatever age you are. I mean, quality sometimes takes. So I get that. I understand that. But when it comes to putting up a fight, sometimes letting it go easy, those are the things that Sri Lanka need to brush up soon as possible because we are playing a World Cup. Before that, we got to play a qualification matches going up. So important games coming up.
20 minutes to kick off. Tamim, are you also off to watch the soccer?
Oh yes, sir. I'm a big CR7 fan, so definitely.
Oh, that makes up three of us.
Nice one,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Tamim, okay, so now our next assignment. So, does Bangladesh have anything from now to the World Cup? I'm talking about the T20 World Cup. How's Bangladesh looking? How do you think the World Cup's going to go? Your teams to look out for? And we also want more emphasis on Sri Lanka because there are a lot of Sri Lankan fans, and they're not doing this, so you can be nice to them too.
No, 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 no. No, I think Bangladesh had a very busy schedule already. The players were in a bubble. We were touring. Hardly had any family life. I thought we have prepared enough. We have won games. We have beat big teams. But ideally, I could have liked to see if we could have played few games in a really, really sporting wicket. Because going into the World Cup, you will have a different ball game. Winning games is very, very important, and I agree to that. Winning games is very important, but also because it's such a big event, you probably want to relate the similar kind of wicket what you're going to get in next 2 weeks. But Bangladesh is going with a lot of confidence, which is a plus point. We have to somehow get through that first hurdle, which is a qualification. This small teams, the Omans, Scotlands, can be very tricky sometimes. You know, it's a T20 game.
We're all in the qualifiers, aren't you? You're in the other group. The qualifiers have more pressure than the main tournament.
100%. You know, it can be really tricky. So I hope Sri Lanka and Bangladesh both qualifies from their group, and then you go in the World Cup, and it will be interesting to see, Russell, what kind of surface we are getting, because mind you, the IPLs are going on, so there might be the wickets might be a bit tired. Might be a bit tired. Yeah, so if you get those spinners come to play in those T20 games, I'm talking about both the teams, Sri Lanka and Bangladesh, then we definitely will do well, I reckon. But if the wicket is good, then it will be challenging to see how well the both teams are playing. I think with Sri Lanka, as I say, it's a dangerous side. You got the bowlers at the moment, and the batters can be Sri Lankan batsmen can be really dangerous sometimes. But as Mahat said, it has to be day in day out every day. That's how the big teams does it. Same goes for Bangladesh, I reckon. Boys are really confident at the moment, but we have to start the tournament really well. If you start the tournament well, Bangladesh has a history. If they start well, they always do well. But if they don't start well, then it's a problem.
I think a good point Tamim made about wickets being tired by the time World Cup comes. If you look at the most of the teams in the subcontinent, even Sri Lanka, we are going with two frontline fast bowlers and two fast bowling all-rounders. Similarly, I think India goes with lots of spin bowling options. You get Ravichandra Ashwin playing international T20 cricket after a long time. So horses for courses, I think, as you said, whoever starts well. I mean, I've been, and Russell was also in 2006 Champions Trophy. We had to play the qualification games. Remember Russell in India? We played Bangladesh, Zimbabwe, and West Indies qualifying games. Those were the more extra pressure games, not the tournament games, because you need to somehow get it.
Pressure is fear of failure. Now, if you go to the qualifiers and you just make one mistake, you could be out, and that's disaster. So you stiffen up. Sorry, go on.
I mean, this is what I'm saying with experience now. That's my experience playing in a qualification. That had immense pressure. Before the game, on the day of the game, you just need to qualify. So I understand what these youngsters going through at the moment. So it's all about playing well, as you said. Playing all these small nations can be very tricky depending on the conditions. So it's important to turn up and play the Sri Lankan brand. We have this own brand, which when we play that, everything goes well. We look fantastic. So I just feel like we have to do that. Whether we like it or not, that's the way forward.
Guys, before we continue on to more cricket or wrap up with a bit of cricket, we also like to talk about social issues, bring about awareness. So just take a few seconds to have a look at this video that we're playing right now. And I think it's a worldwide issue. And if we can create awareness and help people out, it'll be a great thing. So let's just take 30 seconds to view this video.
Sure.
Hi, I'm Russel. Sure. Child sex abuse is a massive issue, a growing issue across the world and also in Sri Lanka. Did you know that 90% of child sex abuse in Sri Lanka happens via incest? When a child is violated, they are robbed of their innocence, and we cannot let this happen. Starting from inside our own homes to public spaces, we all have a massive responsibility to make sure that a child is safe at all times. Join me in pledging to protect every child. Be alert, speak up, and make sure that children are safe at all times. Do follow the instructions below and show us your support. Together, we can achieve a lot more.
Together, guys. That means it's teamwork wherever we go, and that's how we always succeed. I'm sure even in Bangladesh, this is a massive issue with some horror stories. Children are innocent and they are our future. I think it's our responsibility to protect them, to make sure that the others are also educated on how they could be protected and they grow to be better citizens. The world needs very good citizens. So That's the message today, guys. Anything to add on that?
I think it's everywhere probably, Russell. But I think the main responsibility is for this not to happen is the mother and the father, because I have a 2-year-old daughter and a 5-year-old son. When I hug them or touch them, I don't think about anything else. I'm the father. I'm doing it exactly the same way the children also doesn't feel. Oh, my father is maybe touching me on the back or whatever, so they don't understand. So when somebody else tries to do it, so they think it's fine. But it's also very, very important to educate those our children that okay, they can't touch you there. They can't do this to you. They can't do this to you. It's exactly like how you're trying to educate their sense by telling them what's numbers, what's alphabets, and everything. This is also should be the part of their upbringing, So they should also know this is not right, this is right, and this is wrong. So I think it's also goes to the parents how we educate our children.
And Maha runs a preschool as well, and that's a place where children need to be protected and educated, isn't it?
Sorry.
Yes, we have taken very strong steps on that. Something that we spoke about before we launched our preschool structure. So, I mean, that's on my social side. On my family side, Tamim, you said 5 and 2. I have a 11-year-old daughter. So now onwards,
Okay.
myself and my wife, we speak about how to. I mean, she's 11. Anytime she's going to be a big girl. Now the next step coming forward. So we already, to be honest, we already started to aware her. What sort of, as you just mentioned, everything what you just mentioned, we have already communicated, and we will only talk about it more and more, and also with the son. So I think as parents, we have a huge role to play in educating, not only education part, but this side of the stories as well.
Yeah.
Well, good stuff, guys. So for everyone, let's look out for the children around the world and in our own countries, in our own homes, in our neighborhoods, and protect every child. 10 minutes to kick off, guys. World Cup coming up. Teams to look out for, Tamim. First you, and then we'll go to Maha.
I think India definitely is a very, very strong team. I think India and Pakistan, I reckon.
India and Pakistan. So you're staying subcontinent, huh? Uh-huh.
I'm always subcontinent. We won the cup in subcontinent. I'm very biased on that.
I know the feeling. I know the feeling. Yes. Whatever said and done, we will want to hold it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to know Russell's prediction.
Well, teams to watch out for me, India. I would say West Indies and New Zealand are always there. If you're not careful, they're the ones that'll pick. They tend to compete in unbelievable ways. I talk about New Zealand because they don't have much depth, but with the few little bit of resources they have, they'll hit you hard. So they will be a team to look out for. That's what I would feel.
Yeah, for me, it's going to be India, West Indies, England. I think they got the firepower to go all the way. And my heart says Sri Lanka, but we have a long way to go. But those three for me, team for look out for. And also Pakistan, when it comes to world events, can't write them off. They just suddenly, become that team where everyone wants to beat. So it's going to be a very tricky one. It all depends on how IPL turns out. The wicket's going to be. I heard it's very, very hot in Middle East. So by the time World Cup comes, you never know.
And we didn't say Bangladesh, Tamim, only for the simple reason you said your target is to win 2023.
No. Bangladesh, as Mas said, I always want Bangladesh to do well. If Bangladesh becomes the champions, nothing like it. But if you ask me realistically, who has a better chance, I'll probably say India or Pakistan.
Yeah, there are two aspects. Go with the heart, go with the mind. When we're answering with the heart means Sri Lanka win, but no. Got to be a little bit realistic. If we can win, yeah, well and good. We will be celebrating. We will be on to it. Tamim, so you're always on time. I also believe that you're a big collector of the best watches in the world, and that's one of your.
Yeah, that's one of my big thing. I love watches, collecting watches. The main goal is to collect as many as possible. The one those are special, and just keep it for my son and daughter. When they grow up, they can have those, and they remember me as a very good father.
Because you got to watch for them.
No, this can be one of the reasons.
Oh, one of the reasons. I think our good friend Mario told us that you're a Pereta. Is that true? Maha explained. You're
Sorry, I didn't.
looking confused. Maha, tell him, explain to Tamim what Pereta means.
He can't be a Pereira. Look at him. He's looking so fit. And you're calling him Pereira.
What do
Pereta
you mean,
means,
Pereira?
Tamim, it's basically being greedy. Your food habits.
Greedy into food.
Okay. No, I belong to such a family. No, I love food, but Russell, if you somehow Google my pictures from 2011 or 15 till now, you see a huge difference.
Yeah.
And Mario is a big part of it. He was the one who tried to convince me to become a more fitter cricketer, which I think I am at the moment. And I think I honestly thank Mario every time I speak to him. I think he told me if I get fitter, then what are the benefits. So I still go for my cheat meals. I still eat. If I say I don't eat anything, it will be wrong. I still do it, but I do it in a very less way what I used to do.
So Mario is Mario Villavarayan, who we are talking about. He was former Sri Lankan trainer. He worked with Bangladesh. Now trainer of the Sunrisers Hyderabad. He was my childhood friend. So we grew up together. We played cricket together at the same school. And actually my bodyguard, he's got me out of a lot of trouble when people came to punch me. Mario was always there. So I haven't got punched in all these years for whatever I do. Let's have Shyam on board before we wrap up. Guys, thank you very much. Thanks to all the fans for interacting and especially getting that off their chest. I think now the Sri Lankan fans are a lot calmer and a lot happier with your explanation, Tamim. They've all accepted that.
No.
Is that Shyam?
Yes,
Yeah,
why?
Is that Shyam?
Why,
My
what's
God,
up?
what happened to your hair?
I cut it.
Salt
I
and
couldn't
pepper.
Yes, I couldn't be bothered anymore.
No.
Come in.
Yeah.
You forgot to mention your favorite, what do you call it, chocolate brownie all the way from Sri Lanka.
Chocolate brownie.
The one I sent to Minhas last time, and then no, that was Nafi's actually.
No, not me.
Nafi's loves the brownie from Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
He was eating my head during the Legends also. But
Okay.
guys, 5 minutes for kickoff. I think Manchester United are going to have their work cut out today.
My favorite player is playing. Fred is playing.
I have
Freda.
no idea. Freda.
Freda.
Right.
Ma, you like Freda, no? Tamim, you also love Freda. I don't know why on social media they're all having a go at Freda.
Today United is going on a bit of a defensive setup. When Fred and McTominay plays together, both holding fielders. So away games, usually I think that's the way forward.
West Ham's a
So
good
who's the
team.
money on?
Ronaldo will score twice, so no issues.
Hopefully.
Right, guys, thank you very much. I also need to remind you all that, we have Ceylon Bank on board, who are our main sponsors, and they are, in fact, one of the most efficient bankers right now in Sri Lanka. If you have any money in, Bangladesh that you want to send to Sri Lanka, to me or to Russell or to anybody,
Oh, you want
Western
to
Union.
buy another watch?
You want to buy another watch? Western Union is your man. You whack it here.
Sri Lanka is
it's
the
here
best
in 2
place to buy.
minutes. And the best exchange rate too. And also we can catch this interview on the Dialogue VU app, and also the IPL starting at 7:30. You can watch that on the VU app as well, as much as all the other sports. So keep it real, keep it chill, and importantly, we'll see you soon. Russ.
Thanks, Tamim. Thanks, Maha.
Thank you. See you all.
Cheers,
Thanks
guys.
for-
Tamim, good luck with you, brother.
Everybody
Take care.
enjoy.
Thank you,
See you later.
man.
Boys,
Thanks.
thank
Bye.
you so much.
Good luck, Tamim.
What do I do now? I am trying to figure this out.
මැද පෙල්ල
your life.
පිටිකරු වමතට හුරු off spin shape but commentary maru. That's Russell. We're chilling with Russell. Cricket love it.
Chilling with Russell.